Telling me about how special this kid is, and now I see why he likes him.
Don't see a lot of 6'9" point guards.
You do not, and especially 6'9" point guards that can make plays like that.
Shulga thought about a three. He'll take it on a second thought and bury it.
Why not?
Ryan Odom looking for some answers. Gonna have to come up with some of the hurry. Shulga got a decent look and finally got one to go. Bring it into Russell. To Shulga, he's going straight up with it.
Oh, he's hit his last two triples. Move from side to side. You end up with a layup inside with not much time left on the shot clock.
Zeb Jackson thought about it three, steps back, thought about it twice. Shulga now, he'll take it, and it's blocked. Oh, and it went in. I thought Hall
2 and 3, but they've really gotten traction as you take a look at the Conference Coach of the Year, Tony Shin, second season. He's won 70% of his games. He's had great success since he's been named the head coach.
Well, now here he goes to, his team goes to a 2-3 zone. Now they won't play 2-3 zone the whole possession. Usually they'll switch to man-to-man at some point in the possession, which they've done right now.
Clark to Schulga. Schulga will take it in. There's a lot of traffic in there, but he finds two. Well, you know, Jackson will dance. O'Connor is there. Here is a three. And a rebound collected. Schulga got it. He taps it in at the buzzer. Clark the other way. Clark will fly. Inside. Rebound taken. Reeled in by Newton. Lost. Clark. And they'll reset with Jackson. A shimmy. A drive. A feed. Schulga. Aim. Shoot. Score!
George Mason not noticed for its three-point shooting, but that's what's keeping him in this today.
Team in green, George Mason on a 15-6 run. Schulga. He'll go up against Billups. Top players in this conference. Jackson on the wing. O'Connor is there. Damasile a screen. Another screen by Bamboye. Shot clock at 6. Schulga against Anderson. Step back, the three.
Wow. Again, he's a former VCU
yes.
Ram who played very well for Mike Rhodes when he was there.
Third team all A-10 performer. They're dropping a dime. We talked about the freshman, how much I like him. No rotation there. Got a dunk for Loyola.
And Shulga's able to snake his way right to the back. Winsu came in and just slipped it back into the basket.
Very uncharacteristic of the Rams to let him slip through, but you've got to give credit to the Ramblers. They came to fight today. And this time of year, doesn't matter what happens during the season when you play a team. Right now, it's what it's all about.
Shulga trying to answer. Shulga does answer.
And it's about that.
Talk to him about it, and he's let me evolve into the player that I am today. He's had 2 very good years at Loyola.
It's just called recruiting, and you got to find your fit. That's what's important in this game. If you want to grow your game mentally as well as physically, find the right coach and the right program.
Shulga for 3, and he's able to feather it home.
Left calf, but it seems like they're trying to, loosen them up over here to get them back in the game as soon as possible, guys.
AJ, I'll tell you, the way this crowd has reacted for Loyola, they may be able to lift him right back into the game. Shulga down low. Shulga able to pinball it off the rim. And
Game, loose balls, possessions.
Edwards for 3, in and out. Wow. It did everything but go down.
Got to get the ball to your bigger guards inside, just like that.
There you go. 54-50.
Bolonga just taking his time, and the shot is well off. Schulga into the paint, and Schulga's on the board.
And they lead it 11-2. Paint touch again. That's a simple. Beat a guy off the bounce, help, kick, jump. That is how Dayton wants to play, and they're able to do it.
And this is what you have to do here in this building. Get off to a good start and not quite behind all night. Point try. That one's good again as he has a fist pump going back down the other end of the court, and the Flyers are up one.
Again, because they're going to play 2-play-1. They like to edge out Bamboye, try to impact the ball handler. They pick it top of the open. Great job by the court.
18.6 seconds to go. Oh, and it's a steal. Clark to Schulga. It's good.
6 threes the last game. His career high.
Wilborn to the corner. That three is no good as Matus Wronski getting his first shot attempt up. Here's Jack Clark, who's been terrific for VCU over the last 4 games. Schulga back up top. Jackson pump fake. Sets his feet. Schulga, he'll try a triple, and he hits it. And the foul trouble is the early story for VCU. Bamboye and Russell each with 2 quick fouls apiece in the first 4.5 minutes of this game. Notched up at 6 apiece. 2 threes for VCU. Schulga, pump fake, fundamental down low. Gets the
and they will turn it over themselves.
Dinkins has been very quiet, trying to draw the foul against Schulga. Doesn't get the whistle, and Drew Joyce can't believe it. Arms exalted in the air, asking for a foul.
Or tear a hamstring if you don't watch out.
Russell nearly loses the dribble, gets it back to Bamboye. 18 to shoot. Russell and Bamboye with those 2 fouls still on the floor.
Watch this ball screen here. See how they guard it. Good job by Nexus getting over it.
Schulga, step back 3. Oh!
You can run into that brick wall, but no call. Got to play through the physicality. You know, if I am Duquesne, this is exactly, that's why it was a key. Tempo and where I want the game. This kid here, man, come on.
Schulga into the scorer's table in the first half. Right now, they're applying what appears to potentially be some kinesio tape to the shoulder. Also had a little bit of a gash on his right arm. He will give it a go. They ruled that it was his right shoulder that they're taking a look at. So VCU will get the first possession of the second half. Keep in mind, the Rams with a win tonight would claim a share of the A10 regular season title. Russell back out to Schulga. Schulga, oh!
We've done many games here, Dallin. It is so tough to play in this building. When you say you got to play 40 minutes, if you don't play 40 minutes here, you could play good for 37 minutes, and you might end up losing by double figures.
Absolutely. That 3-minute lull could be the difference. You have to be locked in, getting stops, taking care of the ball, and taking good shots as Schulga gets 2 feet in the
on the response by the Wildcats after trailing 16-1.
It's your back cut look and then kick back out. Walls lone 2, boarded by Bamasil.
He can make that shot. Pretty good 3-point shooter.
Bamasil, their leading scorer, attacks, and now Philip Russell, 5th-year senior off the shot fake, finds Schulga. Good look from inside to outside, and that's been the Neshkovich with a nice shot fake to create for Mike Walls.
Yeah, Walls got to give him some points. Double-figure scorer. He's got to help him a little bit.
And that's his first bucket.
Yep.
So well into the game, Richmond down double digits before either Neshkovich or Walls scores for the Spiders. And now Schulga, the 10th main line, 3.5 to go. What was a 22-point game halfway through the second half, still yet to be determined. But VCU easily gets out of whatever pressure Richmond offers this time. And Schulga gets right to the rim. That's too easy. And tying off the window, there's Max Schulga with a rebound. Quick outlet pass Russell, but Russell, being a veteran, pulls it back out to run clock. And now into the hands of Zed Jackson. And what's looking like win number 23 of the season for VCU. And a season sweep of their rival, Schulga. The triple down.
As I say, that's what we got to keep an eye on. You know, as physical as this game may be, what players are getting in foul trouble, particularly early in the pace of set.
That's what's He's double teamed and throws it away. It's a steal from Bamasil. He's pushing. He's looking. Extra pass. Schulga 3. He cleared everybody out. He says, I'm going to take this, and look at him go. Bamboye! Whoa! Schulga putting the moves on. And the
game, what was going to hurt George Mason if they can't do it is the foul shots. You know, when you get a tight game like this, every single thing matters. Particularly get into the line and knocking them down.
They're 13 for 20 in this game, 65%. Schulga, a look. Hit a make. 7 since that run.
Credit the defense. Ainsworth got away with a foul there.
Maddox missed it. Phillips able to get the offensive board. Well, he was hit on the way up, maybe by his own man, no call.
Just can't score. And Bamboye, they just do a tremendous job of swarming you, and then those guys are flying to block shots. That's to the satisfaction
The Seagul's in the crowd. I got a great seat. I'm sitting right next to Mr. Siegel himself.
How about that?
How about that?
Schulga. Extra pass. And Schulga gets it back and pays it off.
Outside, unorthodox sometimes, but he can score the basketball.
Overall, 4th in the league in scoring at 17.2 points per game. Schulga nails the 3.
I've said before that Rasul can really score the basketball, but he's not a selfish player. He should find players as well if they're open. This kid.
Schulga cans the 3.
Staff with about 20 head coaches on the staff. Got a lot of experience on the staff.
They do have experience.
Oh, my goodness. And they're extending a little pressure as well, but they can just get their rotation back the way it was to start the season. Could be a problem for people in D.C.
The zone again by UMass. Schulga thought about shooting over the zone. Shot clock down to 10. Schulga will take the 3, and it's good. He splashes it home.
Yeah, he's on the nice and easy three-point shot.
Yeah, Schulga is on the doorstep of 1,500 points for his career. Michael Bell to the baseline, up top for Schulga again. He's open. Does he feel it? Yes, he does.
It's so hard to deal with one-on-one. If he can skip it and get those drives to the rim, certainly helpful for the minute.
50-29, 14.5 to play. Russell looking. Working off the screen by Furman. Russell leaves it to the corner for Schulga for 3. Yes, it's good.
A very good VCU pressure defense.
Rafael Castro gets both free throws. He's got 8 points coming off a 15-10 performance in the win over St. Bonaventure in their most recent game.
A little bit of zone pressure by George Washington, just continually trying to keep the other team off balance.
VCU started 2 of 9 from the field, but they're 5 of 6 since. And they've finally started to get on track. 5 to shoot here. Schulga, top 3-point shooter on the team. And Rafael Castro on pace to set the single-season school record in field goal percentage for George Washington. He has been sensational this year, leading them in so many offensive categories. Schulga scopes out a 3, and he leads a 2-on-1. Will take it himself, but miss on the shot.
Textbook vertical by Schulga, jumping straight up in the air, which is legal, contesting the shot.
Schulga has been in there playing with 3 personal fouls for the last 5 minutes, too. Turns, fades, and connects.
Now, that's for sure.
He was life coaching out there, Jordan. That off the backboard on purpose and didn't blink.
Coming off 2 dominant wins, and coach, this has been interesting. When you have back-to-back games in which you've led by 40 at one point, now you find yourself on the road in a close game. That's a bit of an adjustment.
Terrific point.
They correct that. NC State and Clemson. Here's Jones, has it blocked away. Well, that's a lot of long arms that are in there for Deuce Jones. Bama seal to the corner. Russell, extra pass. Schulga for 3. Yes!
Coach Dumpy say, guys, we got to start putting bodies on people.
That was too easy a shot for Bamboye. He was not able to convert, but Schulga.
Cutting and some screening is what they need to do. Slow this tempo down.
Yeah, they go back into offense. They don't press beyond midcourt. Schulga picked up by Etienne. Schulga jab stepping, step back 3. It's good. That's 10-3.
Favorite Dayton, you see what they've done this year. And George Mason, Tony Skinn just done a tremendous job. But there are other guys, right? Other teams, shall I say. Schulga, just too easy. He had no resistance.
Happens. McKeithen. Acker lost it. Pinballing around. Jackson to Schulga.
Your game. You want to focus on yourself, and they have just done exactly that. Another steal as Bell is pushing the pace. Good decision.
Yeah, Schulga wide open for 3. It's good. I don't even want you to say it.
defense out there, and they spread you out. I like calling them the Lou. I like that.
Well, it's on their jersey. They like it too.
It's like Nelly, the Lou.
There's Shulga. Switched hands.
So
got
good.
the roll. What a
possession game. Will make this thing very interesting.
Yeah, and barely any time's come off the clock.
Comes that handoff. He's got to shoot that.
Shulga for three. There it is. It's a two-possession.
Common theme, though, from both coaching staffs, talking to them last night and watching their shoot-arounds today, neither team was happy with their defense at the Riley Center.
VCU struggling from the field right now, 3 out of 15, and they've made only 1 of their last 7. What is it that the Bonnies are doing effectively on defense? So it is 4 fouls now on Jonah Hinton, who will stay in the game, number 8 in Brown.
It was knocked away.
Bamboya
Yeah, he's got
again.
good defense. Bamasiel running the floor, can't finish, but Schulga's there to clean it up. Schulga will inbound to Bamasiel. Lawrence is on him. Bamasiel, quick pass to Bell into the paint. Bell kept his pivot foot. Schulga for three. Yes, up top.
A driving lane. He attacks it.
And Green off the glass, too strong. Tipped it around. Schulga pulls it off the floor. Schulga leaves it for Jennings. Back to Schulga. Thought about a long-range three. Instead, puts it on the deck. Runs to the basket. Count. So you might run a little clock here. Or I guess they'll just wait and see what they have open.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see why not. Take your time.
Nope. Schulga, step back three. It's good. We'll wait.
Whether it's pressing a little bit, it's a foul. Well, they're going to call it a foul. I thought he got killed. Yeah, Zeb Jackson was there. Now it's Schulga from NBA range. That's good. And Max
Large field on my board because, again, when you're at this level, when you post great wins.
3 true freshmen that's earning his minutes. And plays like that is, like you say, showing no fear in that log jam in the backcourt.
Absolutely.
Schulga for 3. Got it. Offensive rebound. Jimerson for 3. Had a good look and a rebound to VCU.
VCU fans had to hold their breath right there.
They remember him at St. Chris and at Benedictine when he was in high school. Schulga down low, finishes strong. Shot air on his last attempt. Decided to come back after having a conversation with Coach Schertz in the offseason when he was hired from Indiana State. And Schulga snuck inside and Swope with 4 points in this second half. And good hands by Bamasiel. A 2-on-1 to Schulga for the finish.
Good hands by Bamasiel right there.
VCU coming in 7-0 at home this season. They have scored at least 82.5 points in each home game this year. Missed 3 by Russell. Another chance for VCU. Schulga pulls up and it's his first shot. Clark, another chance for VCU. Russell for 3. And his back tap to Schulga as he brings it in.
A lot of energy on that VCU bench. You know, you have to recognize there are no fans here. They're bringing it.
They've got to provide their own energy here tonight. Shot clock is under 10 for Schulga. A spin to the baseline and hits another baseline.
Yeah. Just not a very good offensive start for VCU. They were pretty good out of the gates out of the first 3 or 4 minutes, but man, they have hit a wall here of late. A lot of these errors, these turnovers, unforced errors.
Russell's on the floor with Schulga, Bamboya, Clark, and Bamasiel as Max.
Odd situation for sure. Empty gym.
Yes, missed both. But it's back tap to Russell and a reset. London, Virginia is just outside of Richmond. Here's Schulga inside for the finish. Opportunity. He leads all players with 9 rebounds tonight. And a break for VCU as Tripp missed that front end of a 1-and-1. Inside 6 minutes and VCU leading by 13. Schulga doesn't get the foul and he got the roll.
And like Drew Valentine, everyone had their role. They were undefeated, and then the injuries happened, and now all the roles get changed up again. And that is the roller coaster now because it's so hard to keep guys and develop that culture in college basketball.
Schulga on the attack, gets it to go. And down 20 plus here. Clark, Schulga. doing what he does.
Sixth best in the Atlantic 10, but best amongst guards. And 0 for 2. Next, Schulga, the native of the Ukraine, gets the rebound. Nice little hesitation move, gets to the rack.
And Schulga's tough.
Rams coming off a 90-70 victory over William & Mary last Sunday. They had 5 players in double figures in that game.
Even though it's Schulga and Bamisile, the 2 leading scorers, they really are balanced.
Schulga inside.
And he can turn around.
Jackson gets in the lane. Bamisile for 3. That one's no good. Clark is there to clean up the glass. Schulga now for 3.
What an extra pass there. Jackson could have taken that shot. Instead takes the extra dribble, waits, and finds his buddy.
Schulga for 3. That one's off the mark. Clark keeps it alive. Russell comes up with the rebound. Schulga inside.
Very similar type of play, right? You see.
I thought that was a great driving kick by Joe Bamisile.
Here is Lowe challenging Bamboye. Both guys hit the floor. VCU now in transition.
And that's where VCU is going to have to be careful. Joe Bamisile jumping in the air, trying to get a pass off where it could have led to a turnover.
Schulga controls it against Lowe. He'll shoot for 3. Ring it up.
VCU has been doing a better job of crashing the glass and getting second chance opportunities.
Schulga with the catch. Hanger hit all of the rim before dropping.
A wonderful screen there.
Tribe back in front by 1. Both teams have made their last 3 field goals. Skip pass, extra pass to Clark. Almost walked with it.
May have got away with one.
Shot clock under 10 for Schulga. Guarded by Case. Schulga in the lane, draws contact and still scores. Jennings guarded by Lowe. Stripped away. Jennings with the fadeaway. Schulga an offensive rebound.
Another offensive rebound. I know coach is going to pull his hair out watching film.
And Schulga converts with a chance at a 3-point play.
Almost scary.
Yeah. Another turnover forced by VCU. Schulga on the other end scores off of
4 for their last 4 from the floor. 17.5 to go in the pit. Lobos 46, VCU 34. Schulga works it across the timeline against Borovichinen. Schulga got a switch off the ball screen, guarded by Amstel now. Going to back him down on the right block. Might have a quickness advantage. He'll go and force it through Amstel and bang. Schulga enters it. High right beyond the arc to Bell. Back to Schulga. 20 to shoot. He's guarded by Borovichinen. Schulga comes off the screen from Furman. Drives the right base. Back of the night. Schulga, left corner off the inbound. Pulls up over Borovichinen. No good. Weak side rebound on the 3 by Bell. Back to Schulga. Another left corner 3. Great ball movement for VCU. 13 NCAA trips in the last 21 seasons. Empty visit to the foul line for Nelly. Missed them both. Rebound VCU. Lobos by 7. 12-minute mark, second half. Jackson to the top to Schulga. That's a 25-foot 3, and it rains down Borovichinen. And scoop and finish. 31 for Dent. Schulga working on Borovichinen. Schulga converts in a chance for an and high. In a new career high. What a time to get it. Schulga, crossover, 3 balls straight on, good over.
Long 2, pardon. They're calling it a long 2, and it's funny, with this portal era, one thing I always say is, transfers used to get a lot of gear, right? A lot of Marriott points. Now they get a lot of NIL too. You change schools a lot. You have a different view on this thing. It is a business now, isn't it?
You seem like you're speaking from some experience with the Marriott points.
Oh, absolutely. Come on now. When you travel across the country as a coach, recruiting, great drive by Schulga with contact. Wow.
Nice finish. Again, you have to be pretty pleased right now if you're Colorado State with your defense, because they've really limited VCU's top scorer so far in the first half.
They've done a phenomenal job so far this afternoon. Really locked in on the scouting report. Staying in, what a reverse layup.
Perfect timing. had cooled off from distance the games prior as that's swatted away inside by Clark.
Great pass. Wow.
The trailer, Schulga, target practice.
Falls down and travels. Quick turnover for the Rams of Colorado State.
Both teams actually only had limited turnovers in the first half, each with 6. That was just the 7th team turnover for Colorado State. Yes, we're both getting used to the Rams for both sides. As
balance.
Clifford trying to take it the distance in the hands of Schulga.
Did you see Bamboye at the rim?
Oh, what a
Intimidating.
crossover, Schulga.
Neutral site games. VCU, their staff familiar with Vegas, obviously was at Utah State before with Ryan Odom. But you have to find games in college basketball if you're not a high major. People will not schedule you for home and homes if you're good. So VCU comes to Vegas, great execution out of the timeout.
Schulga off the screen.
Born, he averaged 13 points in the Missouri Valley. You know, you have Jalen Crocker-Johnson. He's only a sophomore, but he was at Little Rock last year. It was the freshman of the year in the OVC. So you have guys with experience who can make that jump. I think we'll see it evolve in real time here over the next month for them, though, as they get more acclimated to Nico Medved's system.
Tough fall away for Schulga, nothing but net.
A lot of 5-out sets, and they give their center a lot of responsibility as a facilitator on the offense.
1 minute gone by here in the first half, and Penn with a 2-0 lead. Schulga, a straight-on 3. Gives VCU.
Well, they got the right guy shooting. He got squared up to the basket. A really clean look.
And Schulga splits. And like you said earlier, this is what Penn should be doing, getting to the basket.
Absolutely. Well, you look at the shot chart, it tells you what they should be doing, right? You got 1 3-pointer that's gone down, but everything else has been around the hoop.
They're 3 for 5 within 2-point range.
Yep.
So far. Hill against Zanoni. Shot clock is at 5. Schulga checks the clock, hoists one up, and drained it.
Man, did a good job slowing it down by controlling the backboards much better in the second 10 minutes of this half.
Pretty inbound in Charleston.
Good
Here's
dish.
Furman. No. Schulga. Look what I found.
2:18 now.
You mentioned about Coach Donahue and his time at Cornell. Schulga with the reverse. Quick outlet to Bamisill. Bamisill ahead of the court. Misses the jam. Russell the offensive rebound. And they give it to Schulga for 3.
That's why he passed off to the big man.
Another thing, Coach, we're seeing both teams really kind of going back and forth with the officials and fouls being called. And Schulga, just his 11th made 3 of the season, was shooting just 24% from distance. Schulga off the screen, connects again. With the flu, but he was back here tonight. Clark for 3. Fats Billups an offensive rebound.
One thing that keeps them in this game is I think that's the 8th offensive rebound for the Rams tonight so far.
And a 3 and a foul on the night.
That's a really strong finish by Smith in there after the short dump in.
2 to go in the first half. And Joe Bamisill back in for VCU. Schulga in the corner. Connects from distance. Huge blow for Coach Henry and Georgia Southern. Rams up by 10. Schulga left open. Now he's 22 on the night. He is persistent on the defensive end and will just get under your skin. Rams with their largest lead at 13. As Schulga has 22 on the night. Right to the rim for his 24th.
Offensive metrics just getting better and better here in this game, right? I mean, as it is, they were fantastic coming in here.
Looking for Williams, ball still loose. Ultimately gathered by Billups, seemingly everywhere over the last 60 to 90 seconds. Fake from Jackson, lost it for a moment. Schulga fading away at the free throw line.
It's got to feel good. Probability tells you they're going to hit 1 at some point.
Bamesteal over to Clark. Skip pass. Far side is Schulga. The spin. Bucket. And the foul.
On, and I guess today he said no matter how the veterans go, we're going to work the young guys into this game and get them some experience.
One of the benefits of playing 3 games in 4 days guaranteed.
Without question. And that's why these you bring home a furniture and you wind up having a couple of pieces after you assemble everything.
Johnson. And that patience doesn't pay off that time. Nice look. Clark. Shulga. Count it. 2 at the other end.
That time, VCU was out of defensive balance. The guards were underneath and nobody was able to get back in transition.
What does this say about what Jim Larinaga thinks about his team's performance, that he's putting 4 freshmen on the floor right now?
Yeah, but he's got guys that are aggressive offensively, can put the ball.
Rollison makes it a 6-0 run for the Wolfpack.
Played well for them last night. The sophomore got a lot of minutes last year behind a talented backcourt in Jared Lucas and Keenan Blackshear. 3'4". He's 240 pounds, so he can defend, multiple positions, and he shows you the versatility on that last play.
Can't convert the and one opportunity. Nevada has missed all 3 free throws they've taken tonight. Schulga triple. Got it! So, kick out Dussel from the same spot. He just made one. Can't connect that time. Schulga right to the rim for 2. Point lead with 4:20 left. Davidson. Oh, contested shot. Good defensive stand by VCU. Schulga. Shot clock down to 7. Backing down Trey Coleman. In the paint. Gets it. Sanders makes that one, but they've left 11 points at the foul line. What's it going to take for VCU to throw a punch back here in the final 4 minutes?
I think they've got to stress getting the ball into the paint, drive it. Schulga, Jackson, and then play inside out. Those are the threes you want.
Schulga hits that 3. 1 point game. Low, Dussel into the lane through traffic. Regathers, swiped away. Schulga has it. Back-to-back big steals by VCU. They have 18 points off turnovers tonight. Step back. Schulga! Big shot.
Feet on a Garway Dahl 3-point shot fake. He hasn't attempted one all year.
That's like when the quarterback fakes the pass and he's already crossed the line of scrimmage. Yeah. This time, he delivers.
VCU really sloppy.
Tickles the bottom of the net. Tyson Commander. Just his second 3-point shot to fall this year.
Some arc on that shot. Came down wet.
Here's Bamesteal, our VCU player to watch. Leading scorer north of 18 points per game, Max Schulga. Maybe a steady of any offensive player this year for the Rams. Working low post, fading away. He collects his first.
Stone cold.
Drive from Stemke. He's still held scoreless. VCU entering at 3-0. Best start to the season since 2019-2020. Schulga gets his first 3. Nice find from Cody. Did everything but finished it. Garrett Brennan. Schulga. Russell. Bell thought about it. Nice fake. Another one. This one from Schulga. Knocked from Stemke.
Gotta hustle back.
Stemke 0 for 3 from the floor, looking for his first points. Theodosio, three-point shot, no good. Rebound for Terrence Hill Jr. Schulga, defended by Brown. Schulga with an opening, and from that spot, he's Cobb Cody, freshman from the Commonwealth of Virginia, handling from the Woodbridge area. Bamisiel, nice cross. Continues with the right. Russell trying to find Bamisiel. Schulga left wide open and makes the Greyhounds.
Really moves his feet well.
That's at 6'10", 215 too. Turnover, Greyhounds. Schulga with ease the other way.
There is right there.
There's Fats Billups. Euro can't finish. Schulga though. How about that from the fifth year?
Oh, McFarland. Beetle the touch, anticipated by Russell.
That's a terrible fast break.
Bamisiel cutting Schulga. Bamisiel saying, feed me. Schulga against Venning, they clear. Crosses him over.
Good move.
First bucket for Schulga. Taves saw the double.
Oh, great job.
Schulga anticipates. Flies to the rim, bucket.
You said it, John. That was
trying to find points early.
Not too often on offensive sets, they're going to go deep in the shot clock.
Right.
Hill off the pick. Furman to Schulga for three.
Absolutely. Now that
a look to Huff against Schulga, blocked by Furman.
good help by Furman.
Clark in transition. Schulga again for three. Ring it up. His first field goal of the night. Averaged nearly 14 a game a year ago for the Knights. Schulga got it.
And they are really doing.
Goodness call for his second. And it's the team's second in this half. Schulga on the move and gets a chance at a three-point play. Under 10 for Smith. Shoots over Schulga, and Bell clears it for the Rams. Here's Russell.
He looked like he wanted to let that one go.
He wanted that step back three, but found Schulga left open and hits.
Bellarmine.
Inside of 2 minutes, and VCU appears to be on their way to their first win of the season as they're up by 17. Schulga on the drive. Fades away over Branson.